Hello, how are you? I am back again and I thought I would do another quick Mulberry bag video on how to look after your Mulberry bags. So this is my mum's Bayswater. It is absolutely beautiful. It is 10 years old and it still looks flawless and incredible, and actually even better than the day it was bought. She has looked after it perfectly, and yeah, the leather is just stunning. It just is more beautiful than ever. Yeah, I just love it. The colour is even richer than it was. It's just more beautiful to touch than ever, and it is just stunning. It's 10 years old. It's better than ever. And I think that is a true testament to how good Mulberry bags are and why they are for the long haul. They're not just a fashion bag for now, for next season. They are a long-term, permanent investment for your fashion wardrobe. So yeah, this is my mum's bag. It's beautiful, and I want to tell you a little bit about how to look after your bag so that in 10 years time your bag looks as good as this. So I've got my little cheat sheet, so bear with me because I'm going to get my phone up. But first things first, we live in the UK. It is rainy here. Don't take it out in the rain, obviously, but if you are caught short, it starts to rain, you get your bag wet, don't panic. Just when you get home, wipe it dry with a clean, grease-free, dye-free cloth or soft towel. Just give it a wipe over, take off that excess water, and then allow it to dry naturally. Don't put it by the fire, don't put it by a radiator, don't hairdryer it off, just let it dry naturally in, you know, a warm home. So that is the first thing. When you are putting it into storage, you want to sit it up. A lot of people think that it is best to hang it, but actually you want to sit it on its feet, and you also want to pad it. Don't leave anything in it. Don't leave lipsticks, don't leave tampons, don't leave anything. Just don't leave anything personal in it, but do pad it up. My mum uses a cushion, which she actually made specially to keep its shape. So she uses this bag every winter as her everyday bag, but then in the summer she tends to use her Tessa tote bag, again by Mulberry. So in the summer it is put away and it is padded up to keep its shape, which it has done beautifully. So you want to sit it on its feet, you want to pad it, and you want to take out all your items. You don't want a lipstick to just, I don't know, leak in the sun. I don't really know. Don't put anything in it though that could tarnish it over time. You know what these things are like. A face mist can suddenly leak and cake. Anything can happen. So literally just empty up everything personal and put a cushion in, or padding, jiffy bags, bubble wrap, tissue, whatever you want to keep that shape, and yeah, put it away. Storage, clean, dry, and in a temperate zone. So don't put it in your loft, don't put it in an airing cupboard. That's too hot and dry. You don't want to put it in a loft because that's too hot and then cold. Could also be a bit damp. I would say don't put it anywhere where it's not going to be able to breathe. So you want it to kind of almost be in a wardrobe with air around it, just so that it doesn't get sweaty or anything. Like if you live in an old house and you're prone to mold, don't put it by any walls. You know, you want space around it so it can breathe. And then, oh yes, polish. This is probably my #1 tip. Now I'm going to be honest, the first time you polish a handbag, it's absolutely terrifying. However, polishing is key to success if you want a bag for the long haul. I always use, and my mum also uses this one. I will link it below, but it is an iconic handbag cream. It is so good. It is like recommended by a lot of handbag companies, but basically what it will do, it will lift the dirt off so that you rub it in and it lifts the dirt off and you wipe away, so it actually cleans it. But not only that, it nourishes the leather, feeds the leather, and also fed leather will make your bag stronger. If you allow your leather to get dried and cracked, then the cracks will turn into rips. So you want to feed the leather because it's actually going to make your bag stronger over the long term. So that's really important. You just wipe it on and then you basically buff it off and it will feed the leather. It's really easy to use. I should probably use it. I should probably do a video to show it. But yeah, that's the next tip, and I will link this below. But this is the best cream which is highly recommended by a lot of companies. And then let me consult my cheat sheet. Oh yeah, use the leather cream either every 6 or 12 months as you wish. Also, just a side note, if you're going on holiday to a hot country, always really think carefully about what jewelry you want to take and what handbags you want to take. Because if you're going somewhere really hot and humid, so like Bali, Maldives, that kind of thing, humidity and heat are basically the worst things for metals. So for instance, if you have a favorite necklace and it's like costume jewelry, don't take it on a holiday. If you have a handbag which has a lot of like leather straps, again, chain straps, you might want to consider not taking it on holiday, because humidity, and especially if it's coastal and there's salt in the air, the worst thing for your jewelry and also any handbag metals as well. Not a lot of people know about that, but I just wanted to throw it out there because humidity and salt air can actually be the worst thing for decreasing the lifespan of your jewelry and handbag findings. Anyway, next thing. Whew, I've got so many tips here. Avoid using a biro. It sounds really stupid, but biros are the worst thing for trying to get out of clothing, handbags, etc. So I always make sure that if I'm carrying around an ink pen, I always make sure it's ink and not biro, because biro is the easiest thing to lose the lid, get biro marks on the inside, get biro marks on the outside, and it is the hardest to remove. So I would say just avoid biros in general. Also, if you break a biro, they're really prone to leaking, and then they will literally leak and ruin the leather. So I would say just avoid biros in general. And then avoid spilling food on your bag. Again, pretty obvious, but you know, if you're going to the chip shop, maybe not with this bag. And then finally, if it needs repairing, restoring, refurbishing, anything, take it to Mulberry. There are a lot of independent places who do restoring, but always try and take it to the manufacturer. So if it's a Chanel bag, take it to Chanel. If it's Mulberry, take it to Mulberry. It may be more expensive, but it is worth it. They will have everything that you need. They will have the hardware, they will have the leather, they will have all the proper stuff. They will even have the machinery of what was made with originally. So always take it to the manufacturing. This bag has been restored one time in 10 years and it was done beautifully. It was a little bit of piping in the corner, you would never know. It was fully taken apart, fully done properly, and yeah, done by Mulberry. It was a fairly expensive process, but it was totally worth it. So I would recommend doing that. Always take it to the manufacturer if possible. And with that in mind as well, if you have an old Mulberry bag that is just so beyond repair that the repair is more than you're willing to spend on the bag because it's not really your style anymore, Mulberry do have a buy back program where you can basically trade in your old bag and get, I think, 20% off your next Mulberry bag. So that is worth knowing about. So yes, that is how to care and store and everything else your Mulberry bag. And I hope it's of help. Just a reminder, this is 10 years old. It has been worn so many times, day in, day out, every winter for 10 years, and it still looks incredible because it's been looked after. So do look after your handbags. It's very important. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Have a lovely day. Goodbye.